Story and a few others that I've worked with. Plus, your sister likes older men. But hey, I know she hasn't told you that. I'm just letting you know. I personally didn't even graduate high school from plumbing, but I went to vocational school. I went for welding and sheet metal, and I got a co-op job my senior year hanging ductwork for a company, local company. That's where I met 30-pack Jack on crack. But I also met another individual. He was in his early 40s. He was a little scary in the beginning. The very first time I ever encountered him was at the coffee truck outside the job, and I asked him where the Gatorades were on it, and he looked at me and barked, and he also had big earmuffs on because he didn't like talking to anybody. He also liked smoking joints the size of his thumb on the way to work, and he would yell out 3 for Thursdays on the way in, on Thursdays, of course, while sitting in the way back, no seats, with all the tools in stock. Turns out I was able to beat that guy down in his fields box over the years, and he became my sheet metal dad. It's funny how that shit happens. Anyways, I'm getting lost here off track. I got laid off so many times, and every time my grandmother told me that I should become a plumber because everybody's got to take a shit. I mean, she's not wrong. And the older you got, the wiser you become, so I was only, 22 at that time by my last layoff. And I told 3 for Thursdays what my grandmother kept telling me, and he said that she wasn't wrong. So I went out and I found a large company that was willing to give me my apprentice card and take me on with zero experience. But that came with a big decision, because I was making $50 an hour hanging ductwork in schools for this company at 22 years old. So now the question was, how do I afford life making $12 an hour as an apprentice when I was just making $50 an hour for the last 3 years, because I got that bump around 20 years old, 19 years old. I moved out of my house when I was 18 because of this job I had, and lived a lavish lifestyle from 18 to 22, I must say. I should have went out and bought properties, but instead I paid for someone else's. But I'm not hating on it, it was a great experience. We all got laid off one last time, and that's when I made the switch. And when I made that switch, I had to move back home to my parents' house. And that's alright, because this time I knew I was making the change for the long term. I must say, this lady's been with me since I was $12 an hour. Remember that. At the same time as I started my career, that gentleman in his mid to early 40s started his plumbing career as well. But being in his 40s meant he had to get another job at night to make up that income, and that's what he installed. He was a subcontractor for a fence company. So he worked all day, he worked all night, and he went to school to be an apprentice plumber. So age really